It's your main man, E Vapors. It's Sunday. It's 5 o'clock. You already know what time it is, man. It's Cartalk TV, man. So let's go ahead and get into it. You already know myself and Carshall Rail, man. We do this thing unlike anybody else in the entire world, man. So we're gonna have some fun, like we always do, man. Talking business. We're always talking cars, and we just talking lifestyle, all that good stuff, man. So that's what makes Cartalk TV different. Yeah, it's called Cartalk TV. But man, we talk way beyond cars and stuff in that nature, man. So we're gonna have some fun today. Let's go ahead and get the co-host Car Show Rail up in here, man. A little bit of caffeine right here too. Let's get Car Show Rail in here. So tonight, man, hey, we got a good one for y'all tonight, man. We got a different one for y'all in here tonight, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's always something going on behind the scenes, man, that we trying to bring out to the folks.
Yeah. So we got a different one for y'all tonight, man. Y'all know we have all sorts of people on Car Talk TV, man, from different lines of work, man, with different vehicles, man. Sometimes the conversation is car heavy, sometimes it's history, sometimes it's history in the making. Sometimes it's money. You know how we say MCM, motivation, cars, and money, man. So you just never know how it's gonna be, man. But we're gonna have Steve Mo. Steve Mo, and you guys are going to get to know who Steve Mo is, man. He goes by the plug, man. They call him Steve Mo the plug. So he's going to join us at some point, man. So Steve, when you jump in here, man, we'll see the request, man, and you can just send a request, boom, and I'll accept the request, and you'll be right on here, man. That's what it is. But big salute to all of the Car Talk TV network family and friends, man. We see y'all in here, man. I see Rock Robinson in here. That's my guy. That's my Tesla. You know how you got Lambros? That's my
Mm-hmm.
bro right there. You know what I'm saying? We already in the future, man. Y'all better get on that wave, man. Get you an electric vehicle like yesterday. You understand? I see was it the Rally Rails in here? There's Luxury is in here. Hey, the OG and Miss Lady, man. Hey, that's my boy Jeter right there, man. So we got family in here, man. So yes, we want to get that live request from Steve, man. Hey, send the live request, man. I'm trying to tap the name. Yeah, just there we go. I think we good right here. Yeah, let's get this conversation going, man. We always have fun, man. Let's have some fun with it today, man. Let's have
Yeah,
some fun.
let's do it. We have fun every Sunday, bro.
Yo.
Yeah,
Steve
man. Look,
Mo.
look at y'all with the black hat, brim hat. I should have had a black hat on.
What's going on, man? Hey, it's all good. You got the wrong color cup though, but it's all good. I'm gonna let you slide on that.
You know what? For the sake of conversation, I'm gonna slide that up to the side right there.
Word up, word up. Listen, man, seriously, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being on with you guys. I really appreciate you guys opening up your platform and allowing me to, share a little bit about myself, but more importantly, share with the car enthusiasts how I could help, shed some light on some challenges that they may have had as, some of these guys are racers, sponsorships, partnerships, things of that nature. So I'm looking forward to being here and I'm an open book. So feel free to ask me whatever you need,
Yeah,
whatever you
yeah,
like,
yeah.
brother.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. So one thing when I hear your name, I always think branding. And one thing I like about my co-host, Carsho Real, that's my OG up there, man. And he was the guy that was the the corporate guy that left the corporate world and became an entrepreneur. And I was scared to leave the corporate world because I was making six figures and it was an easy six figures, man.
Yeah.
So what I want to do, I want to throw it to Carsho Real, man, to kind of talk to you about jumping off the porch. Carsho Real, if you don't mind doing that, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. For those who don't know who you are, let's start it from the top. Give us a brief, 30-second introduction to who you are.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I'm originally from Orangeburg, South Carolina. Grew up there, born and raised. Went to college at North Carolina A&T, Aggie Pride. Uh, went to graduate school at Georgetown University, Boyer Saxon. Outside of that, I spent 10 years of my young career at ESPN, where I was procuring talent for a lot of the, marquee shows. So College Game Day, First Take, Sports Center. And that's how I was fortunate enough to win the Emmy. I know you alluded to it earlier, but I won an Emmy last year during the pandemic. We put TV on air every day. So that's what people really know me from, or they're aware we met in the industry from my ESPN days. But long before ESPN, I was always a salesman. I used to manage a Verizon Wireless out in Whiteville, North Carolina. You know where that's at.
Yeah.
So I used to be out there in Lumberton and selling phones and doing all those good things. And so that's the core of everything I do, right? Sales. And so I just took sales and I took sports and I took marketing and I just had a baby and I just created my own lane. And so I still work a 9 to 5. I'm not going to mislead anyone. I still have a 9 to 5, although it doesn't feel like a 9 to 5. It feels like I'm just expanding my marketplace. And so that marketplace is simply, getting deals done, whether it be for pro athletes, collegiate athletes, NIL, Dunk Master, procuring talent still for some of my other clients, such as, MSG Networks. So I have a really broad portfolio, but at the end of the day, I'm a people's person and I negotiate deals.
Yeah. And obviously you got to be a people's person if you're in the sales. That seems like that's where you got your core base of, what you're doing right now.
Absolutely.
What piqued your interest to get into business development, management, sportscast and everything that behind the scenes at an early age?
Honestly, man, it was mentors. Obviously, you grow up and you see people like Stuart Scott, you see broadcasters out there, and I was fortunate to meet the late great Stuart Scott, during my undergrad years. And so I was always involved in this journalism community for Black journalists called NABJ. And so that got me exposed to the sports broadcasting world early. Once I actually got at ESPN in 2011, it was then I was exposed to all the inner workings of behind the scenes, like how you can actually produce content or be that liaison between ESPN and major sports leagues, major colleges, college conferences rather. And so I just, it was a very private sector within ESPN, very small knit group, because you're exposed to so much. Like you're exposed to Magic Johnson's address one day, and you might be exposed to somebody's bank account if you're paying for an appearance. So it's not a real, the group has grown since then. But when I first got into it, it was a very small group, and I quickly found my way back in 2013. And from there, I was just a rocket ship. Just leveraging my ability to sell without having to chase a goal, to align with people, to have the interpersonal skills, and then to put people in position to win and not put people in a bad spot. Even at ESPN, where the journalistic integrity is always high, sometimes you have to, request a coach to come on to talk about, a not so great decision, but you have to do your job. And so that allowed me to have really thick skin. And then from there, I just took it and, Dunk Master's family. So I just had an ability to take what I've been doing with him, at ESPN, and what I've learned in graduate school, and leverage it into the motorsports world, where I was already established dealing with some NASCAR projects during my last 2 years.
NASCAR.
Oh yeah.
It's all coming together. If you keep asking the right questions, it's all going to come together. I'm telling you.
I see. It's like a super big puzzle, man. Some things that you said early in is that you realize that you can in a good way leverage your 9 to 5 to also build your brand. And your 9 to 5 wasn't one of those 9 to 5s where you're going to a job that you hate. It's one of those that you're going to a job you love, so it don't even feel like work.
Exactly. And now that I left ESPN last year, and I joined this group, this company called One Team Partners, and essentially, it's putting lighter fluid on everything that I'm doing right now. Like Dunk Master, while I love them and everything is great, what we're doing over there in the partnership world, it's just like a very small percentage of what I actually touch on a day-to-day basis. So when you see things like Fanatics allowing college students to make money off of their NIL, like my company did that deal, or not my company, but the company I work for did that deal. Same with Panini and trading cards, they're making a huge comeback. Dapper Labs and NFTs. When it comes to the talent procurement and the actual writing the contracts and getting down to the negotiation, I'm able to sharpen my skills over there, where I'm doing this at a very high rate, and then focus and rearrange or refocus my attention to other clients and have a lot of success, because I'm constantly churning and grinding away in my day-to-day. And all the work looks the same. why I just feel like I'm my own boss to a degree, because one
Yeah,
team
you
is
are.
a very open company, and it's I work with great people over there, and I just leverage it. And business is fine to me, and I'm humble. I really appreciate the people, everybody putting trust in my ability to deliver. But when you do right by people and you do good business, it's going to always, I tell all my clients, when you have good business karma, you're very, very likely to keep and continue to find success.
Yeah, big time, man, big time. If you can allude to, taking the transition into cars a bit. I know you said you were dealing with NASCAR.
Yeah.
How did you and Donkmaster meet?
Oh man, listen, we're family, man. I Dunkmaster brother, the owner of Proper Kickback, is my best friend, best man in my wedding. Knew him since second grade. You know what I'm saying? Me and my boys, we're still down, still tight. So, we live less than a mile away from each other on 33 out there in Orangeburg, man. And
Right.
so, our moms were single parents, and they kept us, around each other when we were young. And I was the only child, so I didn't have any brothers, and those were my brothers. You know what I mean? So it's family. It don't get no closer than that. We never have a day off. It's always, when you go to war for family, and that's what it is. And so I've just been fortunate to allow myself to pour into him when our businesses align. And the same with Proper Kickback, the same with Matt Tom. Like, I'm actually headed to see him right now. So our businesses are intertwined, but it all makes sense. His brother's a caterer. He needs a sponsorship deal. I go hit up Kingsford. You know what I'm saying? Do the same. It's all the same machine. It's just pivoting and changing your priorities and your approach depending on the brand and depending on the situation. So I've known Dunk for longer than I've known a lot of people.
That's cool, man. And speaking of Don't, man, and that kind of gets to where our relationship first began. And I want to
Yeah.
give you your flowers, man, because doing this show, we reach out to a lot of different guests,
Mm-hmm.
and the reception, I would say there's a varied response of we just say there's a mixed bag of responses when you reach out to people to come on the show.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say about you, when we initially reached out, you immediately responded. You sent over basically a press kit,
Yep.
giving us some great background information that I didn't know, things that weren't readily available publicly
Yep.
on his social media profile, but yet they were important conversations, man. And the number one thing that I really wanted, that really stuck out about that, was like the father's initiative, man. And
Yeah.
just looking at the screen right now, and I would be remiss with it being Black History Month, man, to not speak on the fact that we're all making our own history right now as
Absolutely.
fathers,
Yep.
as Black fathers. So a question that I have for you, how does that play into your mindset when you go out and do what you do with your various businesses? How does the impact you have for your you have one child, right?
No, I have no children. But
Oh, no
I
children.
will let
Okay.
you ride with it. It's all good. But
Oh,
we
yeah.
hope if we're fortunate enough, we'll get there soon. But as of right now, I'm a dog dad, so that's all I got. I'm a good
Hey,
uncle though.
okay,
I'm
okay.
a good uncle.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
good
yeah,
uncle.
yeah, yeah. So how does that play, man? I mean, because we're talking about the future, future kids.
Yeah.
How does that play when you're out here grinding and hustling, man? How does that play into the factor?
Well, I mean, it's about you hear this a lot, generational, breaking generational curses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's a real thing, right? So, I was fortunate, although grew up in a single parent household, I wasn't raised that way. My grandparents really were involved. But when you step out into the world, when I step out into the world, when I leave my four walls, I'm approached and challenged with making that day better than my last, and making sure I impact someone positively enough to where they want to continue to do business or interact or continue to, surround themselves with me. As it relates to clients, especially those that are fathers, I take that seriously, because I recognize that when I'm out pitching my client for Sage or Dumpmaster for a better example, I'm keeping in mind that he has 5 children. You know what I mean? And he has mouths to feed the right way. You know what I'm saying? So I make sure that when I'm positioning a deal, when I'm negotiating, that if it's apparel, hey, make sure that it hits the mark. He has children. If it's a shoot, you know, if it happens to be a sneaker deal, hey, I'm saying it right up front. He's basically I don't want to say a single dad, but he's very involved in his children's day to day. As you guys know, he's very open about that. So I just make
Mm-hmm.
sure that I always do good business. I keep him in a positive light, and I mean he's doing that for himself. I'm just exemplifying it to the right people and making sure that I tell that story. But it's important for him to be a positive impact and to encourage, you know, fathers everywhere to be in their children's lives. And we're going to do a lot more with that this year. You'll see us around, you know, inner schools, doing some speaking and some influencing of the youth in the right manner because it's important. And so for me, you know, when I step out, you know, I'm going to be a father one day if I'm so fortunate, and I firmly believe that. But it's important for me to do like I mentioned earlier, to do good business, to to make sure that I'm setting myself up not only for right now but for the future. But look, my shoulders are heavy. You know, I used to do this dance, killing with the shoulders, right? Shout out to my boy Lil
Yeah.
Duval. But my shoulders
Yeah.
are heavy because I'm holding up, you know, my grandmother, my mom, my family. Like
Mm.
it's more than just
Yeah.
you know what the common people see. And I normally don't open up to this point, but it's important that when I step out every day, I'm attacking the day. I can't afford to have a loss, you know. And even in a loss, there's a lesson to be learned. But as of right now, you have to continue to strike while you hide, and I'm trying to do that.
Man, and I like what you said there, man. And what stood out, single family home. I came from a single parent home. My brother Castro, single mom holding it down. You mentioned the same thing. That seems to be a recurring theme, man, in our community, bro.
Yep.
And a lot of times we don't make it in life as far as we can go because we don't have that traditional family, mother and father on a consistent basis, man. Um,
Right.
how were you, what were some of the things or some of the people that push you to make it beyond a small town in South Carolina and end up at Georgetown and end up with the largest sports television broadcasting in Bristol, Connecticut with ESPN, man? How did you get from the small town to Bristol, man?
Man, I'm gonna keep it to you all the way 100, bro. So when I left Verizon, right, I didn't know where I was going, what I was gonna do next. I went from living in a condo, making like 80 grand a year at 21. I didn't know what it was like. I had the world in the palm of my hand, or so I thought, right? So I lost that job. Went back to my grandmother's house, and I'm like literally couch surfing between Atlanta. My other best friend lives down there, and Columbia, and just working like, you know, at an AT&T satellite store, like not even a real corporate joint. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm lost, but I'm grinding. But I remember the connections I made back in 2007 when I went to that NABJ conference when I was an undergrad. So of course I tapped back into some of those contacts. I had some fraternity brothers, one in particular, Adam Powell, that was at ESPN at the time, but he had just left. So I had some contacts there, but I just didn't know how to really go about it. And you know, what's funny, Twitter's been around for a while, and my boy TJ runs Twitter Sports, so word to him. But Twitter actually opened up the initial door one day when I was sitting at home and I was live tweeting a sporting event, and I think it was the Washington football team versus my Cowboys, because I was going off, right? And this recruiter, you know, this is before like verifications was a thing, man. And this recruiter found me, and she was like, "You're funny." I was like, "Yeah, right." I was looking at a profile. It's like, "Yeah, I work at ESPN. I'm a recruiter. I've been following you for a while." I'm just like, "There's no way you're like, get out of here." I was like, "If you're a recruiter, give me a job." And then she was like, "I could do you better. Send me your resume." I was like, "Word." So it didn't happen that easily, right? So this was a year in the making. I sent her my resume. It was trash, bro. Like she ate my shit. Like she ate it up. Excuse me. She ate it up, dog. And
Yeah.
and so we just built a relationship over a year. And then so 2011 comes around, and then so all this happened. I'm back in Orangeburg, and so you know, I always knew that was the goal. That's why I did journalism in undergrad. I just didn't know how to really get in, or I was comfortable at Verizon. And when I got in, it was it. It was over. And so June 6, 2011 was my first day, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And then before you know it, I was, you know, talking on the phone and leveraging deals with some of the biggest athletes and entertainers and rappers and comedians to put on TV to make the shows better. And I still consider ESPN family. It was something I'll never forget. And I mean, who knows? I may even end up back there one day. But for right now, I'm riding this wave, and it's a big wave, man.
Ah, that's good. And earlier in the show, I was talking about it being Black History Month, man. And we may not see it, and I'm a parallel this to sports. You know, I love when I used to hear interviews with like some of the greats, like your Kobe Bryant and your
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan and your LeBron James, Kevin Durant,
Mm-hmm.
and they would ask them, man, well, how does it feel when you're in the zone? And a lot of times they would say the game slows down.
Right.
It slows down to the point where they can make decisions so easy. Of course, it doesn't physically slow down,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
Yeah, for you in the business world, it from the outside it looks like you in a zone based
I'm
on
in
the
the zone,
fact that
bro.
you were part of a team. You won an Emmy award, and
Huge.
you've been up to Bristol again, coming from the small town, man.
From the
What
slums, my boy.
from the slums, man. So get a folk a little bit of insight, man, on what keeps you in your zone of success.
Getting the next deal done. Getting the next deal done, dog. Some people ask Tom Brady, what's your favorite Super Bowl? The next one. That's how I feel. Like anytime, like the biggest motivational factor is tell me I can't do something.
Yeah.
Tell me I can't, because everybody said ain't no
Whoa.
way in hell you going from Orangeburg to ESPN. All right, let me
No,
prove
you're
it to you.
not. You're not
Ain't no way
going.
in hell you gonna be a single only child of a single parent, and you're gonna not only go to college but get another master's degree at a predominantly white institution, and then do it with a 3.8 while you're working a full-time job. Don't miss a beat. Come on, man. Like
Come on now.
I don't talk like this often, but it's motivation, because somebody out there grinding, somebody out there trying to figure out their way. And all I had to do was literally just write a plan. I tell people all the time, like the zone that I'm in right now is by way of whiteboarding, keeping a lot of plans and ideas close to my vest, or close to myself, because when we let a lot of people into what you're cooking, you start hearing that negative talk, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, no, I don't think you should do that. Oh man, I ain't got time for all that, bro. Show me, and I only believe in wearing deals that I've sold up. So since and I want to give a shout out to Lifted Farms and those good people at Cookies, Burners on Hate. I only believe in promoting and wearing the deals that I've done to this point, most recently. So right now, that motivates me. That keeps me focused, eyes forward. I got big calls tomorrow with a potential new client coming on board, and I hope everything works out. But it's going to keep me in New York City for quite some time. So I spend a lot of time in New York City. That's where it really comes from. Like a lot of cats, if you follow me, you know that. But if you don't, you probably have no idea. I spend a lot of time in New York City, bro. That's the mecca of all the deals getting done, man.
Yeah.
And I believe in rubbing elbows. I believe in taking people out to eat, buying a drink, doing all the networking. Like I don't hit people up when I need something. I'll tap in and say, "Yo, are you good?" Like seemingly like last night, like, "Yo, you good?" Like, what's good? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm not the guy. Like I want to make sure that when somebody sees my name come across their phone, they picking it up with urgency, catching a cramp in their finger. They trying to hit the button so fast because they don't know what I got on the other end. And I pride myself on doing good business. And across the marketplace, as it relates to sports agents, they know that I'm not gonna never bring them any BS or pump fake. And so that keeps my name cred in the highest level of the CAAs, the Wassermans, the Nikes, obviously, the Snap Incorporated, even Instagram, all those, Twitter, like I mentioned, those people keep you at the forefront of their VIP list when you do right, and they keep you when they have initiatives coming down the pike, or when they feel like you could be of service to them, you're the first person to come to mind. And so that's how I got the MSG client. Like I don't even have a web page, bro. I don't advertise. I don't do anything wild. The business has been finding me, and I just believe in doing good business. I don't, look, in the racing culture, especially drag racing, it's a lot of trash talking, and I enjoy that. I am from Orangeburg. We do talk a lot of trash. You know what I'm saying? We got slick tones in the bird.
Yeah.
But it's all fun and games, man. Like I really believe in uplifting the next man. And if I could be a resource to somebody, I'm gonna be an open book. Like you see me, you wouldn't know what I had going on. Like I normally don't say nothing. I keep it low key. Until I realized that the power of the internet really allowed me to find more business and to show. When I was able to pull that curtain back, I wasn't doing it for show. I'm doing it because my boys in the Berg ain't never seen this before. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it
Yeah.
because my people in Orangeburg ain't never seen this before, bro. They
Yeah.
don't know what it's like to you know, and by nobody's fault. And it's just if I have the ability to showcase it, I'm gonna show it.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And so that allowed me to get the next booking. And then all of a sudden, I'm in Atlanta. We doing a proper kickback in Stankonia, and Big Boy coming through with the owl. Like,
Yeah.
stuff is just organically happening. And again, I don't want to keep saying this, but it just gotta do right by people. Gotta do right by people.
Yeah, man. You said a mouthful there, man. And I
I'm
love what you
sure,
said
man.
about. I love what you said, man. How you're bringing back things to the small town that they're not exposed to. No one
For sure.
has to come back home. No one has to give back. So it takes a different type of person, a different type of cat to want to even do those type of things, man. And I've been fortunate enough, man, to be exposed to like a lot of future stuff, man, early. Like I'm into crypto now. I teach
Yep.
crypto. I
Yep.
teach metaverse. I'm teaching people how to create NFTs and
Hey,
sell
I'm
NFT. And
I apologize, brother, but you
no,
strike something.
no,
You said metaverse and NFT, so like that's a large part of my portfolio at one team is that I'm you know, we're doing something right now with the NFT company that will remain nameless, but the other one, Dapper Labs, is, you know, when they're putting out those NFT packages, I'm procuring the athletes for those. So we do have a lot we could talk about, a lot of intersection outside of the car world because the NFT space isn't going anywhere. The metaverse surely isn't going anywhere. And it's only a couple of days before we walk around with shades on that could read everything that's happening within a 100-mile radius of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna get crazy out here in a little bit.
yeah, yeah. And I just want to introduce our audience or potential people to some of those future things that recreationally you're going to participate in, and even monetarily you can participate in. So we're kind of mentioning the metaverse, NFTs, and like what is NFTs, what is metaverse, what is all that. So just a quick 1, 2, 3 version. I'll just say NFT. It stands for non-fungible token.
Token. Mm-hmm.
So a fungible token is a dollar bill. So we'll say a fungible token is a dollar bill. There are a dollar bill is backed by, it used to be on the gold standard, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you cannot print your own dollar at the house. Well, I mean you can, but you you can print your own dollar at the house, but you're not supposed to. So
Right. You should.
it can only come from one place, the U.S. government, right? A non-fungible token is open to the entire world. Anyone can create a non-fungible token. It could literally be a picture of some scribble on a piece of paper that you can upload into one of the NFT sites, put a price on it, and you can sell it. And someone might would say, why would someone want to buy a piece of scribble?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, art is just like any form of art. It's in the eye of the beholder. So
Absolutely.
you people sitting at home right now, you literally can create NFTs with photos, drawings, just about anything that you can create and upload into one of the NFT sites that are open to the public. Man, you literally can create an art gallery. Like this picture behind me, I could load that into a NFT website
Yep.
because in the future we're going to be using the metaverse. Like right now, we're on what's called Web 2.0. That's the normal internet that we're using right now. In the future, Web 3.0 is going to be more open. Um, Oculus metaverse goggles on, and we're going to be
Yep.
doing this with the goggles on. You know what I'm saying? So let's say I want to hang that photo up in in my virtual studio. But I need, see, there go one right there, Oculus. So I need to buy this from somebody and hang it up and decorate my house in the metaverse. I know it might sound strange, but you guys will be able to create
Mm-hmm.
clothing, art. You guys can build houses in the metaverse. And we're actually already purchasing land on some of the metaverse websites.
As you should.
So man, so look, I love the fact that you're already tapped into the future, man, and you're bringing the things that you know back to where you're from, man, and that's kind of bringing me to my next question, man.
Yeah.
Um, besides Donk Master, I know that's probably the most prevalent client that you have that a lot of people in the race world knows, man. What are some
Mm-hmm.
other areas outside of racing what kind of clients are you looking to tap into outside of the racing clients in the racing world?
Oh, that's a very good question, man. Because you're right. Dunk Master, like I said, as big as he is, and as big as I'm trying to contribute to make him, he is like probably only 5% of my like workflow portfolio in a good way. Um, so my biggest client, my most profitable client is MSG Networks out of New York City. And so
Mm.
so what I
Hold
do
on,
for
you can't
them,
just say MSG. You can't just say MSG, man. Everybody
yeah,
know
yeah,
MSG might be
the Knicks, bro.
monosodium
Nah,
glutamate.
Madison Square Garden, bro, right across from the Garden.
Garden.
I'm in there, in their network side. And so the good people over there, my good colleagues or former colleagues from ESPN, brought me in, and they had an opportunity where they had to launch sports betting. Sports betting is huge right now. I saw some of my talent on here earlier. My boy Sean, what's good, bro? But sports betting is huge, and so they had to launch 3 shows in like 90 days. And so the second day of the VP taking her role, she gave me a call, and so for the last 6 months, I've been dealing with them on a level where I'm the head guy procuring and negotiating all of their on-air talent. So that's a little bit uh, bigger in my portfolio, I should say, because one, because of the revenue, and look, money talks, right? I got to put all my time, as much as my free time, whatever that is, into them, because obviously they're comping for it, and the platform that they're on, I'm directly changing lives. So I signed about 10, I want to say close to 11 on-air talent for them, sports betting enthusiasts, former athletes, former Giants, former Jets. And so I was able to, you asked me earlier about what really gets me going. Like signing somebody to a deal that's changing their life. Like that gets me going. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't get no satisfaction other than
Yeah.
waiting for the ink to dry. You know what I mean? Like I'm not getting, I'm not a sports agent per se. Like I'm not getting paid off of the deal. I'm making sure that I'm doing good, honest business as the liaison between MSG and that said talent, and putting them in a position to where they're obviously making themselves look good and making MSG Network look good. And so by way of that, I've been opening up to a lot of other talent-driven initiatives from other networks that I have to remain nameless because we're negotiating right now. And so it's allowed me to keep my business fluid. And then I consult with a lot of different brands and companies, small or large. So you can always, I got a retainer fee. If you want to make this, it depends on how complex you want to go. If you just need a one-off really quickly, we can do a basic hour, 2 hours, or whatever have it. And I'll negotiate the rate. Again, no website. It's all based on what you want from me and what I feel like I can do in my schedule. And so from there, if you're a small business or, like I said, a small to medium business entrepreneur, and you need more marketing, or you need to get more assets, or you need to understand how to expand your customers, or how to get your customers to buy through social media, or if you just need to establish your social media, like I've done that before. I've had some motorsports clients. I had some former clients. 3V Performance was one of them. I was running their social media like from the beginning of time until, we ended that contract. So all good business, never any bad business. There's a contract, there's a term. You do your job. They're either going to extend or they're not, or however it works out. But you have to keep eyes forward. And so it doesn't matter what the company, what the brand is. If you're a racer and you want to know how to get sponsorships or partners, Dunk Master, I probably had my hands on about 50 different deals, including his first TV deal, the stuff we're working on now, all the brands and partners. So I know from the outset, it just looks like, damn, Dunk Master is winning every day. But honestly, some of these deals I've been working on a year ago. Like a coup we just brought to light, that was a year ago. You know what I mean? So you have to know how this business works and how marketers like to communicate. And that's what I pride myself on. So my clientele is broad ranging because everybody needs marketing. You guys need marketing.
Yeah.
Social media influencers need marketing. On-air talent, they want paid partnerships. Everything is not about commercials anymore. It's about paid partnerships through social media. And so I'm just leveraging all my ability and all my knowledge, and I'm making sure that I'm making a good, honest dollar for myself, because once I realized I was good at it, I stopped doing it for free.
Bro, I hope, look, I hope folks, I hope they're taking notes out there. As you're talking, I'm like, man, I'm supposed to be doing an interview, man. I'm over here getting a free consultation, man, getting a lot of free game that you
It's all
drop it,
free
man.
game, man. It's free game,
Yeah.
man. And look, man, closed mouths don't get fed is what some people say, but I firmly believe having all the knowledge and not sharing it is just as bad. Like, what am I going to do with not telling somebody how they can make, you know, $1 into 10 or 20 or 100? You know what I'm saying? Like that does me no justice. So yeah, you have to pay for it, and to a
Yeah.
degree, you know what I mean. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's not going to be anything that hasn't worked. I'm only doing the same processes and methodologies that have been proven through, you know, from an educational standpoint, trial and error, regardless of the space that you're in. If you want to grow your YouTube, we could do that. If you want to grow your Instagram presence, we could do that. You want to expand your sales portfolio, we could do that. You want to get some partners, or you tired of paying for, you know, some things that you use in your small business all the time, you need to acquire some things, we could do that. You know, if you're an athlete and we're shooting a Super Bowl commercial, I just did that with Marshawn Lynch. Word to my boy, we could do that. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? Like,
yeah,
not
yeah,
to
yeah.
name drop, but I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 because you know,
Yeah.
look, I'm very strategic in everything that I do, and you have to be as a marketer. Like, how can I call myself a marketer and I don't approach the marketplace the right way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
everything I do has a purpose. Everything I post has a purpose. I don't put anything in my timeline or in my carousel without it really needing to be there. I don't put anything that doesn't, you know, that's evergreen, meaning that it just doesn't have it has an unlimited lifespan. I make sure that those are the things that I'm posting. Not any trash. You know, the stories is where I'm heavy at. I don't really go live too often, but I'm just very, very intentional, man. And you have to be in this business or you'll eat you alive.
That's a gem. That's a gem right there. Even for that's a free consultation for somebody who's, you know, trying to look into to grow their brand that may not have, you know, the market.
Tisha, hold on, guys. Tisha Pinatero on here, though. That's my girl, man. Listen, let me tell
Hold
y'all.
up,
Let me tell y'all a
no.
story right
See,
quick. Let me
not
tell y'all a
not
story right
this.
quick. Let
This
me
is
tell y'all a story
not
right quick.
the. This
That is
can't be
the
the.
Tisha
This
Pinatero. That's
it
my
can't.
that's
It
my
can't
girl.
be. It
She
can't
is
be.
one of the best international agents out there. Shout out to her and SIG, what they got going on. But I was a young kid, man. Let me tell you how things came full circle for me, man. I was a young kid. I used to watch WNBA like crazy. I'm talking about the Monarchs, and she was out there like before there was a Jay
Huh?
Will, it was a Tisha. You know what I'm
Huh?
saying?
Huh?
I'm talking about like out here. And so when
Yeah.
I got a chance to work with her, like the women's Final Four was one of my projects at ESPN, right? And so we would go, and I think we were in Columbus, and I got a chance to work with her very briefly. I put a lot of different WNBA and you know, legends on the stage, and you know, Asia Wilson from South Carolina was one of them. At the time, she had just, I think, left South Carolina, and I got a chance to work with Tisha for the first time. And I just, at first, I froze for a second, and then I was like, you know what? It's not too many times where I have that celebrity moment because I'm just used to it. But like,
Yeah.
she's definitely like one of my favorite people. So shout out to Tisha. Glad she jumped on here. Love everything she's about. She's awesome, and her sneaker game is the truth. But sorry, I didn't mean to go off topic, man. But you know,
Nah, nah. That I'm gonna tell you how, and I'm about to throw the car show real, man. This is an amazing conversation, man. You guys are watching Cartalk TV, man. Cartalk TV Network, man. It's your main man, E Vapors, Car Show Real, and tonight's guest is none other than the legendary Steve Mo, the
boy,
plug.
legendary. That's what
The
they call me,
legendary
man. You
Steve Mo,
crazy.
the plug, man. That's what they call me. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they call
And
me, man. In the
it's
streets.
funny. It is perfect timing that Tisha jumped into the chat and you spoke on her name. I was literally in my notes, it's right here, about to mention where my heart was as a girl dad. So I don't have a son. I have two daughters, one 2 year
Mm.
old and one 8 year old. And a good friend of mine, man. I feel like she's one of the best players that ever played at Carolina, man. Her name is Ivory Ladder.
No, I'm very familiar. She dropped like 40 in high school,
Oh man,
like
she
a couple
she
times.
oh
Very
yes,
familiar.
yeah. Probably lost count how many times she done that, man. And she's an author, so she wrote a children's
Yep,
book.
she
And
did.
my oldest daughter loves that book. And uh, about 3 weeks ago, I
Mm-hmm.
went to see my friend. He's an assistant coach at Clinton College of
Mm-hmm.
the women's team. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, you know what, man? I'm seeing these male Division 1 athletes get these brand deals, getting commercials, and it was literally in my heart as a girl dad, as a Kobe fan, which he was a girl dad, and my co-host down here is a girl dad. I said, man, I'm going to do a brand deal with one of his players
Mm-hmm.
because I don't see a lot of black females getting brand deals and getting endorsements, man. So I was fortunate enough to do that, and I want to put myself in our company, Cartalk TV, in a even better position to
Yeah.
do more brand deals, endorsements with you know, not just black females, but our HBCUs, man. I want to be able to do as many branding deals and partnerships as I can, man. And if you
Well,
can
listen,
speak to that, man, I would love
yeah,
to hear your thoughts on that.
I can, because it's a growing market, and I agree with what you're saying, but I'm here to tell you that those deals are happening. It's just it's so new to people. They don't know how to share the good stories, right? Two, everybody is taking a position and shifting years of a thought process or a way of doing business, and all of a sudden it's changing,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the college landscape. So right now you got like John C. Smith and Bojangles, and you know, other HBCUs and students getting certain deals. But what you're going to end up seeing is a lot of regional, to your point, a lot of smaller business should take the forefront to get some of these local athletes, whether it be collegiate, or if it's a superstar out of high school, whatever the case may be. That's your lowest hanging fruit. So if I'm in Orangeburg and I run Antley's Barbecue, and I know up the street is South Carolina State University, you better go get the whole offensive lineman and at least give them like 5, meals a semester or something like that, because these guys are, on a national stage beating Jackson State in the Celebration Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
you want to be affiliated with stuff like that. But sometimes people they just don't know, and you can't
Mm-hmm.
knock them. But to your point, I'm doing some deals right now with some collegiate players. But the Fanatic stuff is public, so I'm not doing that deal per se. It's already done. But you'll see a lot of kids starting to opt in to getting their jersey sales and to getting a brand and apparel. You see StockX just signed Paige Beckers for like
Mm.
a monumental deal. So these deals are out there. It's in the athlete's best interest to showcase what they like at least one time, so that brand can come find you. So if I'm an athlete and I love my, Beats by Dre, or I love Gatorade or Body Armor, like, look, I don't believe in free promo, but you better show it one time, at least twice, because somebody's out there is watching you, and there are going to be more jobs opening up. Like, if you look at the job market right now, and this is some real free game, because I study the job market just because you need to know what jobs are hiring. There are more jobs right now for talent procurement at these industries than there ever have been before. You will see a lot of athlete relations jobs, a lot of player development jobs, a lot of talent. Every company names it something different, but if you look at the job description, it's all the same, because now these brands they can go work with the athlete or their representation more fluidly than they had, to hide behind the big contract or behind a team before. So you're seeing more opportunity to go out and get into the marketplace and to be aggressive. And it's not going to change. In fact, it's going to get even more aggressive as the title or as the focus shifts from linear television to more organic, natural, digital media. So it's coming. But to your point, I think we're only maybe a couple months away from this thing really opening up and everybody getting a piece of the cake.
Man, now this is good, man. This has been a really, really great conversation, man. And I tell you what, if it wasn't for the sake of time, man, I would sit back, take my hat off, go get another cup of coffee in a different color cup, and have an extended conversation, man. But we're gonna go ahead and jump to my favorite part of the show, man, where we kind of wrap things up, man. And it's
Okay.
called the Random Five, Steve. Okay, it's called the
All right.
Random Five, and my co-host Carl Sherrill is gonna go through that, man. Now, this is the segment where I think we're gonna change the name of the segment to First 48, because
Oh shit.
what we do with the guests, we do police reports and we do
Yeah.
credit checks. We pull
Yeah.
all your files. We call your
Tell me what you
cousin.
got, man.
We go to the small town. We get all your dirt, and now we got all the questions we want to ask you. So, Carl Sherrill, go ahead and hit Steve Mo with the First 48
Hey,
Random Five, man.
let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. But before we do that, I have to sneak this in. I have to sneak this in. With everything that you're saying, it's 100% on point. I run a transportation business up here in the DMV. And we also did like partnership brands with, big time celebrities,
Mm-hmm.
boxers, IG influencers, all the
Yep.
above, and that helps boost our sales. That helps boost our brand recognition. But you said that you were on Twitter randomly sending a tweet, and that led into you getting the door open into ESPN. Was that
Correct.
when the light bulb went off for you as far as the
What
power of
social?
social media?
Heck yeah, man. That was 2009 when that happened. Like that was
Uh,
that was 9 going into 10, and it took me a year to build that relationship. We obviously the recruiter reached out, then we got on Facebook together, then we kind of exchanged files a little easier on email. But at that point in time, back then, Twitter was just like it was a different place, bro. It was like it
Oh
was a
yeah.
different place, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and so but that led me to believe that the power of send, that 140, 150 characters, then the send button is what it was. And so, yeah, man, like Twitter opened the doors, and it could take a job away from you, or it could open up a new door for you. So it works both ways. You just got to be careful how you use it. And right now, it's opening up doors for a lot of people. A lot of people making money off of social media, not just Twitter.
Right.
That's just one avenue.
yep.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. All right. So the first question of random five: what's your dream car?
My dream car, I don't. This is gonna sound crazy. So, my dream car is to get my grandfather's '55 Chevy at the racetrack. We're almost there. We're working on it. Working on that. So that's like my dream is to get that car back in a drivable manner, and then to drive my grandmother around in it as she was getting driven around with my granddaddy
Oh
back in the
man.
day. So that car has been in my family for years. It's never leaving our family. It's going to the shop, and hopefully I'll be able to bring it out later this year, and I'll have it done. I'm planning a really aggressive build with it. I'm not racing it. I might let Don't take it on the track a couple of times. So that's my dream scenario. But as a modest car guy, like, hey man, Audi A8, big boy. You know what I'm saying? When I would step out with like a boss, something like that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
yeah. But I'm simple, man. I drive an Acura, man. I got a dog. I got a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep it simple. I keep my money in the bank, bro. You know what I'm talking about?
it. No, I agree. I agree 1,000%. I'm making some changes in my life as well, man. Look, I love the cars, but look, let's get up these assets. Let's get up these investments while we still young, because we ain't gonna be working
Look,
forever.
yeah, right. Now my wife, she drive. I put her. She's a priority. She got the big boy Lexus truck. We drive it. That's our family vehicle. But I don't, man. I need A to B, dog. I need A to B. What kind of car you got? A to B. That's what I got. And most of the time, the A to
Right,
B
right.
takes me to the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question number two: what's
All
your
right.
favorite restaurant?
Favorite restaurant? Eddie V's.
Eddie
Eddie
V's.
V's, Uptown Charlotte, man. It's every time I'm there, I'm gonna go. I'm celebrating a good deal, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be there because that means my 2 o'clock went well. And if you see me posting at Eddie V's, see this is the reason I got the scruffy beard on right now. This is called a grind beard right now. You don't cut your hair when you're going through a grind. So I'm at the finish line of this deal. So if it closes, I'll be at Eddie V's tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
Question
food.
number three: where's your favorite destination that you enjoy visiting?
Oh man, I'm in love with New York, man. Like, and I'm hoping to have a second residence in New York City at some point. Just because of the business and industry I'm in. Uh, it's hustle. Like, if I don't like slow, like it kills me to stay still. You know what I mean? Like, um, I love the energy in the city. So I mean, New York City domestically. But if I had to choose an international location right now based on places I've been, I would say Aruba. It's up there. I love Aruba. Just
I
simple, good weather.
got you. Question number four: what keeps
Yep.
Steve going every day?
I mentioned it earlier, man. My mom retired early due to some physical complications. My grandmother just had a major heart surgery a couple months ago. Obviously my wife, those women are at the center of everything I do. I'm a family oriented guy. Grew up although my immediate family was small, my mom is one of like eight. She has eight siblings, or was 7 siblings. And so, that keeps me going. Being able to prove someone wrong or go against the grain and then go back and have the revenue and be able to be a foundational piece for my family. That's what gets me going. Walking into a room and closing a deal, being the only minority in the room, that's what gets me going.
All right, question number 5, the final question.
Yep.
How does Steve wants his legacy to be remembered?
You know, a lot of times people say, when you die, you want to be remembered for that dash right in the middle. Not the day you were born, not the day that you died, but what did you do in between that time? So I want to make sure that the people that I deal with, the people that I interact with, from the work standpoint, a personal level standpoint, like if we got, here's the thing, like I don't believe in negative energy. So if we got like beef, as they call it, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna nut it. Like it's it. Like I don't have enemies out here walking around. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't move like that. I don't believe in that. So it's you know, you're not gonna agree and get along with everyone, but the last thing you're gonna be able to say is I did wrong. You know what I'm saying, by you. So I want to make sure that dash in the middle is just pristine and is filled with good memories and fond memories. So my legacy has to be, you know, here's a guy that was always ambitious, always working hard, like at nauseum to be great. And when great is not good enough, then if I haven't reached the epitome of great, then I've lost my way. If I don't know what greatness is, then I've lost my way. So I got to keep going. I got to keep elevating what greatness is. Okay, you want an Emmy? Go win 2 more. Okay, you close the deal? Go close 3 more. Okay, you got a client in MSG networks? Go get 4 more that are national in major markets. Like go do more, and then don't get complacent. So complacency doesn't live here. Bad blood doesn't live here. I'm a man's man, a family man, look, I'm me. I can only be me, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all about that dash in the middle, man. That's what's important to me, and I hope that leaving here, I hope I put the bar up a little higher for your next guest. My bad, dog. Whoever coming next, I don't even
Woo!
know.
Oh Lord. We might need to call Tisha on here next, man. We're gonna need somebody to come in here with a baseball bat that can come in here and get it done. For real, for real.
Hey man, I don't know. I look. I want to say this, and I'm not going. I know we're up against the time. I want to say I really do appreciate you guys. Love that Tesla. Can't wait to get my eyes on it again. That you got going on over there, E-Vapors. I want to say again. Look, I'm open for business. Pocket's got to be right, but I'm open for business.
Where
Slide
can
into the
people find you?
DMs. Oh, look, Instagram, LinkedIn, at SteveMo09 on all social media. Branding is important, right? So you type my name in one time, you're going to get everything. You type SteveMo09 in Google, you're going to get my Instagram, you're going to get my LinkedIn, Twitter is all there. So you can find me in the internet, DM. I answer every DM like I answer every email, like I answer every text.
Yeah.
You know what really annoys me really quickly? That little red number in the corner that tells me I have a message unread. I don't like that. So other than email, I don't like that little red dot. So look, I respond quickly, and if I don't respond, I'll tell you when I'm going to respond, and that's how I move. So hit me up. If you need a marketing deck, we could do that. If you need a business plan, we could do that. You need some A-list talent for your brand, you want to book somebody, we could do that.
Hey man, I think we definitely got to make sure we step raise the bar, man, with our next few guests that's gonna come through here, man. Steve, you definitely went well above what I even imagined where the conversation would go, man. From your business acumen, from you opening up, just kind of telling us, man, the importance of that car, man, and your grandmother, man. I mean, that can be that can be really emotional, man. Like you could
That
have said,
55 is that
"Ooh,
55 is it, bro. If I get
yeah,
that hard top 2-door Bel Air, moving
yeah,
around, I could drive my grandma around, drive her to church in it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah."
Like
Come on, you
that's
talking now? Now
come
you
on, man.
talking?
You
Come
like that
on.
that's the part of that dash I'm talking about, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's
Come
Like,
on,
different.
man.
That's
and
self.
and,
That's
and we,
not being selfish right there, man. It ain't about you.
Nah, man. It ain't about me,
Taking-
man. It's about my granddaddy used to race that car. That's the first car he bought with his own money before he bought his land, his multiple properties of land. So I've seen him countlessly say, "No, I'm not selling my car." So before he passed away. So for me to get that car, like to be in the position I'm in, I can actually get it done, get it fixed, and get it moving. Oh man, that's no better time than now. And my grandmother doing great, and I want to make sure that it goes from what it is right now to pulling up in her yard, and she ain't gonna believe it. I
that's
can't wait.
that's heavy, man. And I just appreciate this conversation, man, with black men, where we're not talking about throwing money in the strip club. We're not talking about you
Nah,
know
man.
you know, the stereotypical things that, you know, they would want us to talk about and push narratives that
Yeah.
only push our people down. Like, this conversation is going to push and lift our people up, and anybody that would watch the replay, this should inspire you to move forward, to get up, to don't look at the small town. You know what I'm saying? You need to have a big mind in a small town. That's what I see in you, Steve, man. You've always seemed to have had a big mind in that small town, man. And it seems like you're just going to continue to go higher, man. So on behalf of myself, Carl Shorell, Cartalk TV Network family, man, we want to thank you. We're proud of you.
Definitely.
Hey, man.
Continue being great, man.
Appreciate you guys having me on. Any way I can add any substance or anything I can do for you guys, let me know. And I appreciate you open up your platform again. And anybody that need to tap in, tap in.
For sure. Carl Shorell, close us out, man.
Look, you know, you're watching Cartalk TV again. You know, Steve, we're proud of you, man. Salute to you. As you see it, I'm sure you already see it. Like, man, it's just the beginning of the iceberg. But you got,
Oh man, we ain't even get started.
you got a long ways to go. I know you gonna blow it out the water.
We ain't even get started yet, man. Y'all boys just wait to what I'm really cooking right now. I just give me a couple weeks, man. Just give me a couple weeks.
Listen, man, I love your energy. I love your energy. You know, Vapors, he's shaking his head like, yo, we all in the same boat and same mindset when it comes to this playing this game of life. Like, yeah, we good now, but you don't know what we got cooking in the background. You don't know what's on the whiteboards. You don't know what's in the dream book that we've been cooking up for the last 5 years. That in the next couple months, it's about to blow everything that we did out the water. But again, that's why we bring people like you on our channel to show people like, yo, it's people that's coming from these small neighborhoods, that's coming from nothing, that's making it out here. So that gives you inspiration that, look, if you seen somebody else that came from your hood or came from a small town like you, and they made it to a high plateau, man, look, you can too.
Always reach back. Always reach back.
Yep.
Man.
All right, man. Y'all been watching Cartalk TV with Carl Shorell, Vapors, Steve Mo. We see you on the next one. As always say, stay positive, stay motivated. Salute.
Salute, man. Peace.